Absolutely, and I mean, obviously it wasn't just here. You know, though Sweden was really the exception. Japan was another exception, actually. They have laws around the interference between public health and the government similarly. But yeah, so the trouble with anybody playing at medicine is that they tend not to be cautious enough. So we have the foundational ethical principle in medicine of first do no harm. And the reason that's reiterated so much is that any medical student or even junior doctor, they always end up too eager to do stuff because, you know, they want to help, right? It comes from the sort of place of caring. And as you get more and more senior, you become more and more willing to wait, watch, to see what's going to happen before stepping in, because you realise that, you know, every time you intervene, you are risking harm. Right. And so, you know, obviously there are times when you absolutely should, but there's often nothing wrong with just being careful about when you do that. And so, you know, that's why it's drummed into us, first do no harm, through our medical training. Now, what essentially seemed to happen is that the reins were handed to politicians who were behaving like medical students, and they were really excited about doing something without anyone senior to them telling them to be cautious. And so we had this real perversion where the precautionary principle, which is that principle that says you don't do anything because it might cause unexpected harm. So you have to be very certain that what you're going to do will have a benefit, and you need to be pretty sure that it's not going to cause a harm before you go and do it. And that idea was not only disregarded for all of the interventions, but it was also turned on its head and used to sort of make the opposite claims, to say things like, well, if we don't mask, there might be harm, so we really ought to do that. And if we don't lock down, there might be harm, so we ought to do that. So the whole principle was inverted in a you know, and the thing is that people haven't recognised that. And until that's been recognised, we're still in a situation where that can be abused again.